Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. This video is brought to us by one of the largest sponsors of the channel, and that's the USCCA. The USCCA has a lot of education and training on their website. You can take local live fire classes, learn how to become proficient with your firearm. You can even work your way all the way up to being a firearms instructor. Plus, when you check out their link, uscca.com/GNG, and you become a member, you get self-defense liability insurance so that when you have to defend yourself or others, the USCCA will be there to defend you in court. Check them out down below, uscca.com/GNG. If you carry a gun, then it's probably the most important link you will ever click. Check it out down below. It's what I use for my family. It's what I think you should use for yours. And some great people over there, phenomenal people. All right, I want to talk to you about red flags. You all know that the media is the mouthpiece for the left, right? For Joe Biden and his administration and anything anti-freedom, it seems like, as of late. Well, a couple weeks ago, Joe Biden and his team of merry morons passed the red flag funding bill, right? Thanks to John Cornyn and the senators who decided to turn their backs on liberty. Well, the Associated Press and CBS News have put out a piece where they're saying that we need more red flags served on people. Now, if you are not familiar with what a red flag is, it's an extreme risk protection order. I have a plethora of videos about them. I'll pin that playlist above. But the long and the short of it is something that the left says is a tool to use when somebody is a risk to themselves or others, and they can storm in and take their firearms before they're a risk, before they do anybody harm. Well, in order to do that, you violate all kinds of rights because that person was never convicted of a crime, never mind even charged with a crime. People who are subject to red flag violations, red flag orders, they don't even know what's going on. Somebody goes to the police, or maybe it's a doctor or a neighbor, a teacher, depends in different states, could be anybody, and they say what they think could be terrible. You could have just pissed them off, but they think you could be a harm to them or yourself because you probably have freedoms in mind and you have guns. Well, then they can petition a judge to take your items because they're scared. And they'll kick your door in and take your guns and say, you have due process at some point later on down the road, but we're going to take your items here. We're going to take your right to defend yourself, take your tools so that you're rendered defenseless, and let you prove your innocence. Red flag law. That's it in a nutshell. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. It violates all kinds of rights. First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, and it just keeps going. Well, thanks to the AP and their investigation, we've learned that there's been a lot of red flags issued in this country in the last 2 years. If you weren't aware, in addition to Washington, D.C., 19 states have red flag laws on the books. And I know somebody's going to ask, because they always do, and I can never remember them, so I wrote them down. Washington State, Oregon, Nevada, California, Hawaii, Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, Indiana, Florida, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. Before I even get going into this, proponents for red flag laws or red flags being issued will say that they can prevent all kinds of things, from suicides to mass shootings to, who knows, schools of sharks populating beaches. You get the drift. They just say it can prevent anything so that people will buy it hook, line, and sinker. The truth of the matter is you can never, ever tell what a red flag has prevented. Ever. There's no way to quantify that. Ever. But it's something they use all the time to say, we should do this because look what it could do. It can make unicorns and rainbows. This article that I'll have pinned down below also has a bunch of stats from some states that even made me go, wow, really? For instance, California has issued 3,197 red flag orders in the last 2 years. 3,100. 3,100. That's insane. 3,100 times, almost 3,200. 3,197 times somebody's rights were violated because it made Californians feel warm and fuzzy. I'm going to tell you the most ridiculous state of all, last, and it's going to shock you. It's going to shock you a lot. Illinois, 154 orders in the last 2 years. Chicago, Illinois, okay, whatever. New Mexico, 12 issued total. Now, a lot of New Mexico is a Second Amendment sanctuary, which really helps to keep those anti-gunners at bay as far as this red flag stuff. There have been 15,049 red flag orders issued in this country since 2020. Not even two full years. 15,049 times people's rights were violated by local and state governments. One time is too many. 15,049 times an American's rights were violated because people showed cowardice. Now, I told you I'd save this last one. This state that was shocking to me. Shocking how many they've issued. Florida, the gunshine state. The one that says everybody, well, you should move here if you love your gun rights, because all of our Republicans, for the most part, most of our Republicans, vote against the Second Amendment and try to restrict it all the time. Our Republicans won't let constitutional carry-in. Our Republicans voted in the Parkland gun control. Yeah, we're for the Second Amendment. Florida has issued 8,969 red flag orders since 2018, when it was signed into law by Rick Scott. A lot of people say, well, you know, DeSantis signed in red flag. It wasn't him, it was the guy before him. It was Rick Scott. But Florida, of that 8,969, which is horrible, no excuse for that. In the last 2 years, 5,800 have been issued. In the last 2 years, 5,800 red flag violations. Seize people's rights, their gun confiscation orders. Now, I say this is totally unnecessary because each state, every state in the union has these two laws on the books. The first one, if somebody is in crisis, then there are avenues for them to seek help, okay? And if it has to be against their will, it will be done against their will, whether it's by police or EMS or what have you, or the families as well. And there's also domestic violence laws on the books. Both of those accomplish the exact same thing as the red flag, minus one thing: gun confiscation. They steal your guns. The government steals your guns before you're, again, not charged with a crime, let alone convicted of a crime that would cause you to lose your Second Amendment. Keep that in mind, because it's important. So again, Florida, 8,969 red flag orders issued since 2018, 5,800 in the last 2 years. And Polk County, Florida, has issued 752 of them since 2020 in a community of 725,000 residents. That is astonishingly high. That's more than the totals of the top 15 states. That county has issued more than 15 other states. Now, you see where the problem is in America. That our rights are being whittled away. They're being taken under the cover of dark by jackbooted thugs who took an oath to defend the United States Constitution and to uphold the rights contained therein. And they don't have the balls to say no. And they don't have the balls to say, I'm not following an unconstitutional order. Guys and gals, I wanted you to know this because CBS News, when you go to that article, they have an embedded video as well. They're begging for this country to issue more of them. Over 15,000 times in the last 2 years. And they're begging for more to be issued. And now, Joe Biden and the Republicans in the Senate, some of the Republicans in the Senate, have just given the okay to all the other states to jump on board, and they'll bribe them in order to do it. Let me know what you think down below. And until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. Check out our friends at USCCA, uscca.com/GNG. I think you'll find something you like over there. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.